The 72nd annual Miss Universe pageant is airing tomorrow live streaming on the Roku channel and on Telemundo. And I just wanted to just touch briefly on my personal experience with the Miss Universe pageant. So I did attend the pageant years ago, more than 20 some years ago, and I just wanted to share my very positive experience with it. So at that time, it was still owned by Donald Trump. And now it was purchased in October of 2022 by the most famous transgender woman, the owner of the JKN Global Group. Hey Google, who is the owner of the Miss Universe pageant?
The Miss Universe organization.
Hey Google, who is the owner of JKN Global Group?
Jakafong Jakrajutati.
So going back to my personal experience with the Miss Universe pageant. So we stayed at a hotel, the most 5-star hotel in the country that the pageant was being held at for 1 month. And every morning we had to get up early in the morning to start our daily routine for the pageant, for the show, for the event. And we had like a breakfast buffet every morning. It was like chef's kiss. Can you imagine staying at a 5-star hotel for a whole month? That's just, I mean, wow, that is just incredible. It was just an incredible experience, and very, very, just, applause to the Miss Universe pageant, first off, for that. And then every morning you did have to get up like at 6 in the morning, head down to the hotel restaurant, and they had like top level breakfast buffet for us, available for us. And every day after breakfast, we had rehearsals. Rehearsals for the opening number, rehearsals for just practically everything. We woke up early. 6 o'clock was the start of our day, breakfast, and then we had rehearsals for every part of the show. The opening number, swimsuit, etc. And we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, just like top level food available to us. And every day we had rehearsals or fittings or shootings to do, and every evening we had an event to attend. For 1 whole month, it was just every single day and night we had something scheduled. Back then, more than 20 some years ago, you got like all these things, all these these products from the pageant sponsors, everything from like beauty products to clothing to hair care. It was just you got to keep all those products from these sponsors. And I think my favorite part of the experience was when we were introduced to our host countries. They're called, Little Sisters, and it was these little girls from the host country, and they got to hand you a rose, and you got to walk down, and that was a nice part of the pageant experience also. I think the great part about it is these little girls, they're at this time of at this time they're grown women, and I'm pretty sure they're appreciative too of being a part of such an iconic event. A very iconic event such as the Miss Universe pageant. So I think that's what I think is the great part about that certain aspect of the pageant. So yeah, I mean, it was top level. I mean, the Miss Universe Association, or Donald Trump. This is nothing political. I'm just talking about my experience with it. Wow, it was just like top level. How our accommodations, just everything about that experience, the accommodations, how we were cared for, what was available to us, just all our schedules, everything was just meticulous, luxurious, and just chef's kiss, like just top level. Really, really impressive, beyond impressive. So going to, so let's fast forward to the scandal. So what happened was I didn't know that I was pregnant. I left to attend the pageant, and that month I didn't get my period, and I ended up finding out that I was pregnant. So when I did get back to my country, so I was pregnant that month that I was there attending the Miss Universe pageant. We were there for the month of March for the event, and for that whole month of March. And I gave birth in December to my baby girl, my oldest, who is my oldest daughter. And so what happened was, when I got back to my country, I informed the pageant, the pageant officials, and I had to give up my crown, because you can't be pregnant as Miss Universe. It's not Mrs. Universe. This is the Miss Universe pageant, and I should have taken more responsibility, knowing that I had that title. And I got pregnant while I was title holder, so I had to relinquish the crown, and the first runner-up did assume that title, and she went on to compete in the Miss International pageant in Japan, held in Japan later that year. So, but going back, I'm going to finish up on my experience. So what happened was, towards the end, I received a letter, and it was from Playboy. And the letter was an invitation to the Playboy mansion, because what happened was I was traveling from that country through California to get back to the country that I lived in and I was representing. And I was going to be stopping over in California, specifically Southern California, for, was it? Yeah, it was Southern California for like a month or something. So what happened was I received some type of invitation in the mail, and it was from the Playboy, and it was an invitation to a party at the Playboy mansion. But you know what? I didn't go. I was just so focused at that point, at the end of the month, when I hadn't gotten my period, I realized that I was pregnant. So I knew at that point in my life, I was 19 years old. I didn't want to, I knew I wasn't going to go to the party. So I ended up not going. But yes,